Rockdale County, Georgia, Conyers, Georgia, that's east of Atlanta, and a part of the Atlanta metro. We have to make that clear because we don't need our Moretta coming around trying to check anybody about what's not Atlanta.
Look, if you ain't grow up in APS system, you not from the A.
But on a serious note, that's where a teacher is out of a job after breaking up a fight and another teacher is recovering from injuries when a student jumped on her. Yeah, I know it's a lot. And we're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. If you're a teacher or in education, let us know below. I want you to sound off on this. And if you're watching from Conyers, Georgia, Covington, Social Circle, DeKalb County, let us know below. Heritage High School, located in Conyers, Georgia. What can I say? We've seen some problematic situations there that made local headlines for the last 2 weeks. One video even went viral on TikTok and IG, showing a female student cursing out a teacher, getting in the teacher's face, and eventually she attacked the teacher. I can't show the video here, but I'll leave the link below for you to check it out. After the young female jumped on her teacher, they both ended up on the ground. The teacher decided not to defend herself, probably afraid to break any rules or laws. And that's another thing. I think we need to look into these rules and laws. I don't think it's right that we allow teachers to get beat up by students. And because of this PC out of control culture, no one could put these kids in their place. Something's got to be done here. Where's the protection for the teacher?
Teacher advocates say classrooms have gotten more violent over the years.
Yeah, Tom, that teacher will have to undergo rehabilitation for her injuries. A representative for a state teachers union says that kind of violence at the hands of students is directly related to the country's massive teacher shortage.
Students are out of control. There is no excuse for the violence. There is no excuse for children who are coming to our schools daily and wreaking havoc so others cannot learn.
Verdelia Turner is the president of the Georgia Federation of Teachers. She says she was angered by what she saw in that video when she first watched it Monday. She tells Fox 5 incidents like this one make it difficult to keep teachers inside the classroom.
When we search the web and just Google student assaults on teachers, we'll see numerous assaults across the country.
She believes both students and parents should be held accountable.
In this city and the state, we are in a state of emergency, and right now we need zero tolerance.
Exactly.
And just days after that incident, footage was released of another teacher who was also the athletic director at the same school, body slamming an out of control male student. The boy was apparently trying to fight another student in the hallway. One of the men on the staff stepped in and tried to stop him without putting hands on him. That wasn't working. So the male student, he wouldn't stop or get a hold of himself. That's when another man who was a teacher and the AD at the school stepped in, body slammed him, which left the student unconscious for a moment before he was able to eventually get up. According to his mother, he didn't suffer any injuries. The incident reportedly happened back on December 8th, 2022, but this story did not make the news until days after the viral footage of the female student attacking the teacher. The AD was fired and charged with simple assault for body slamming the boy while trying to prevent the fight and protecting other students.
A teacher lost his job after he body slammed a student while trying to prevent a fight. And it was caught on video like so many other school fights. That teacher is now facing simple assault charges. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez is live in Rockdale County outside Heritage High School, where she just reported on a student who attacked a different teacher. But that was last week, Taisha.
Linda, lots of violence going on here at this school. And when I spoke to a district spokesperson today, I asked her, was there anything prompting all of this recent violence at this school? She didn't have an answer for me. So I took that question to parents who are picking their kids up today. And one thing they all said, they believe there's a fundamental breakdown in parenting. We tried contacting him all day Wednesday to get his side of the story, but never got a hold of him. Many parents are questioning what kind of parenting is going on at home.
The parents are being friends instead of being parents. There's a lot of fights here every day, and it's ridiculous. It makes no sense.
The mother of the boy that was slammed says this wasn't the first time that the teacher put hands on her son, but the school didn't do anything about it the first time. Since the video started being shared on social media, though, she went back to the school and wanted them to do something about it. She said her son could have lost his life. A local news reporter sat down with the mother and wasn't shy about asking her how the teacher should have handled her son, who was clearly out of control. So here's the mama's solution. She said he was a little hostile, but he's not a threat. He didn't put his hands on no one. I felt like they could have just grabbed him and pushed him away from the crowd. Here's my opinion. I do agree her son could have lost his life. Either way it goes, I don't think it's anything that could have been done in that situation to avoid criticism. I know a lot of teachers in different states and counties, and most of them are instructed by the schools not to break up fights. If they see something happening that's dangerous, they expect for them to contact administrators who will contact authorities. The truth is, that's easier said than done. If the men standing around did not intervene and something seriously happened to one of the other students, then the same community will blame the teachers for not doing anything. Then if they make the decision to intervene, which 2 of the teachers did, they have to decide to what degree. The first male teacher, he didn't do much, and this out-of-control boy didn't stop. The last man who stepped in, well, he shut it all the way down and had to get physical. Other students, they were getting hyped up, but when he stepped in to regulate, all the boys immediately stopped. Now, I hate the young boy was knocked unconscious for a moment. I wish that didn't happen. We still have to address these issues. Parents need to teach their kids to behave, teach them that any altercation can lead to violence, which could ultimately take your life. It can happen at school, in the streets. Then if they allowed the boy to attack another student and wait for police, what would happen to the other student? And then when the police showed up, what do you think they'll do to your son? I understand protecting the kids, and that's what those 2 guys wanted to do by intervening. At the same time, I just don't understand how you expect for all these teachers to let kids run amok. It's just a horrible situation because yes, they are kids, but these kids in high school are sometimes the same height and weight of their teachers, or bigger and taller. So you're dealing with kids who may have equal strength to an adult. This is why teachers are quitting left and right. Not only do they have to worry about psychos who target them and their students, but you have other students who are a threat as well. And then basically in their training, a lot of these counties are telling teachers not to do anything physically to the kids. So they're not even really teaching them what to do in a situation like this besides just wait. And no, he didn't have to body slam him, but when the only other option was to do nothing, the teacher, he quickly assessed the situation and handled it the way he thought was best, which some may argue wasn't the best, which is why, in my honest opinion, the best solution for the individual professional is not to deal with these kids at all. This is why teachers are quitting left and right. A lot of them don't want to jeopardize the lives of their own families for your out of control kids. Now, I have the real solution, but of course, y'all don't want to hear it. It all starts at home. You have most children today being raised in single parent homes led by women. They are bringing up more out of control kids than ever before. I don't care what anyone says. They are getting more out of control with each generation. The women keep thinking that they can raise these kids alone, so they don't care if they have a stable environment built on the foundation of a stable relationship. They just do whatever, men and women having relations, only thinking about 10-30 minutes, instead of looking at the consequences of just having fun and doing whatever they want to do. So then they believe all they need is money. You have child support from the fathers and/or government assistance, no concern or acknowledgement that money does not instill discipline and structure. And now you have the child becoming a nuisance. Your girls are jumping on the teacher. And then your boys trying to fight at the school and not listening to the men stepping in to de-escalate. So yeah, they become a nuisance to the community and the school. And then you have somebody losing their job over your unruly child, and another one is at home injured. Both teachers caught between a rock and a hard place. The female teacher having to decide if she was going to defend herself or let that girl do whatever she wanted to do to her, and she made the decision that caused her to get injured, but she kept her job. The male teacher made the decision to get physical, which caused him to get charges, and he lost his job. I just don't like the position that these teachers are being placed in, and it's not because of a teacher shortage. It's because of these out-of-control students that come from these out-of-order homes, on top of not being compensated fairly, so it's just not worth it. You could literally end up in jail or with a criminal record by trying to do the right thing and work with these kids. Another thing we have to consider, the kids at any school, they always outnumber the teachers and staff. You have to establish rules and order to keep them all under control and cooperation. If you allow one kid to attack a teacher, you have 50 others watching and seeing that they can buck up too. And what's supposed to happen when they all get out of hand? You have these kids not listening to the teachers, but then they're surprised when they get in the streets and their peers take them out, or the police is called and then they lose their lives. The police won't wrestle with your son. And we're also seeing more and more cases where they're not showing mercy to your daughters either. You have a lot of women who will complain that the daddy isn't around and the other black men need to come in and save the community. They say black men need to focus on mentorship. I think a lot of these issues can be resolved easily by women making sure that first, you have the right leader and mentor in the man that you choose to lay down with, the man you choose to be your husband and make babies with. The most important mentor before anybody else is mama and daddy. After that is granddaddy and grandma. This man who lost his job was probably a mentor for many males at the school. He's gone, out of employment and possibly his career, who knows? He may have his own kids and family to support, but because your unruly kid had no training and structure or discipline, this man's life and his family's life was jeopardized. The woman in the other incident, her livelihood has been jeopardized. And these videos shown all over the place. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. How do we restore order back in the schools and make them more safe for students, teachers, and staff? Special thank you to Jesse. I appreciate you, Jesse, for all of your support, as well as our sister Tanette, Matthew, and our brother Dark Power, and Joseph M. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.